So finally, day one of our construction of this playhouse, the Discovery Backyard Skyfort 2. Ordered this a few months ago from Amazon, and we're pretty excited to put it all together. And I thought I'd do this video for some of you that are planning to do it yourself. As I was waiting for this Skyfort 2 to arrive in my home country, that is in Southeast Asia, I watched several videos just to get myself familiar with the installation process, and I got some pretty good tips. And also I've discovered a few things myself while putting this together. So this video is going to help some of you guys out, and it's pretty comprehensive, about 20 minutes, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. So there's certainly a ton of timber to sort through, so we have an idea. We're sorting out the timber according to its alphabetical orders and numbers, so that when we start with the installation process, we can locate the timber much easier. And Sydney is pretty excited about his new playhouse. Altogether, there are 4 boxes of materials to sort through. So this is the site location. We have very limited space, so we're gonna try to make good use of this space. We're quite lucky. We got a mango tree that will provide some shade for the monkey bars, and also we have a light post which will tap our electricity from there, and that light post, we're gonna eventually move it to allow more safe playing area. Next, you're gonna notice is study your drawing really well, and get familiar with the dimensions of the timber and the screws. That will help out a lot during the installation process. And also, the manuals may not necessarily be 100% accurate. We just found a couple of instances where the labeling on the timber is different from the from the plan. So, but then it's pretty easy to figure out once you get yourself familiar with all the dimensions and matching up the description with your packing list. Here you see Basri bending the slide, and pre-bending is really going to be helpful later on. It's in the manual. And also we have added a bead of Gorilla Glue that will just make this window frame a little bit stronger, just in case if a big kid decides to push through, at least it has additional bonding strength to perhaps hold its weight, and also give it some little bit of waterproofing to the joint, I suppose. So never hurt to add additional glue to it. And when it comes to the installation of the slide, this is really a two-man job. If you don't have someone helping you, get a guy. This will be extremely helpful to put it together. And that timber piece there, make sure you get about ½ an inch overlap, and that will be very, very handy when you are installing the slide later on. And all these holes here, you got to pre-drill it and get the screw in perfectly straight, and a guy holding it down so that it's secure to the slide itself. And a high torque driver, an electric driver, is very, very handy, so that you can put the screw in nice and slow with a lot of torque, so you don't strip the screw head. slide, so we did a test run just to make sure that the slide is in good position. And here you'll notice that once we put the slide on, we realize it's just too close to the concrete driveway. Just in case Chow were to come down at full speed, and he or she might slide onto the concrete driveway. So now we have to reposition the Ford slightly back to allow that margin for error, so that we don't get any child hurt along while playing the slide. Yep. Yeah, much better. Much better. So I think this is the position, okay? As you can see here, in order to allow plenty of room for the front of the slide, we have to sacrifice a lot of room at the back. And I guess that's okay, because kids will be climbing up the stairs from the back side, just as long as they get enough room to get up the stairs. That should be fine. So now we're doing a setting out for the position of the fort, and since our ground level here is sloping towards the front, so we're gonna do a bit of excavation and put on some concrete piles or concrete footings just to raise it a little off the ground, so that out in Southeast Asia we got a lot of rain, and some months we can get up to 4 or 5 inches of rain within 1 hour. So we want to raise it up a little bit so the timbers are not always in contact with too much water. Yes, day 2, another exciting day. Yesterday we did about 6 hours of work with 5 guys. So today we've done most of the small assembly, and our target is to get pretty much 95% of the construction done. So we're just bolting everything together, fixing it up, and we got another beautiful day. So let's see how it goes. We got about 6 hours before sunset, so let's get it going. So we found that the foundation that we did, these concrete blocks that we did, was just a tad too high. So we're gonna drop it down by 1 inch to 1.5 inches. As it sits right now, the front of the fort is almost 4 inches off the ground, and the back is about 1 inch. So by bringing it down, we can allow better balance for the front of the slide and also the rock climbing. This will also solve the problem for needing to provide a lift to the slide as well as the rock climbing wall. Hey Sydney, nice. Sydney's house. Sydney, nice. So now after about 2.5 days, we are almost done. And what we have done is applying 2 coats of sealer to this project, and I'll show you what we are using as a sealer. Let's see, right here is the Sherwin-Williams wood classic interior wood sealer. That's only one that is available in a satin finish, because I didn't like the gloss finish, so we chose a satin finish. Applying 2 coats, that should be pretty good, and the color had become more rich and deeper as well. And little baby here is enjoying it. And sandpit, and as you can see here at the bottom, we have put these small little concrete blocks as a footing, as a support, and we have stained it with a chemical stain so that it matched the timber tone much better. And I think the last little bit to do is to install the picnic table. It's looking really good, very nice. So few other tips, I did have to add timber to the rock climbing wall, the slide, and also the swing bar. That is because the level of the land is sloping towards the front, but it actually worked out really well because that provides a slight lift off the ground to further protect the timber from being soaking in the monsoon rain. Sydney's house nice. Sydney like house? You like your house? Your new house? Today is a lovely Saturday morning and we are blessed with another really good sunny weather. So what we decided to do was to spray a few additional coats of this PU sealer. It's a water-based sealer, and this should provide very good protection for many years to come, and give us the least amount of maintenance. The last sealer that I used was actually made for interior. It was more like an oil-based sealer, and so I wasn't quite convinced that it was going to be providing me with years of maintenance-free protection for the last sealer that I used. So we decided to use a PU, water-based, and I think it's working out pretty good. Here, so you can see Sohit and Bohan spraying and brushing on a couple of coats of this sealer. And also, one of the things that I'm really glad that we did was to install socket points and lighting. And right from the start, we always decided that we're going to put power points as well. So I'm really glad we did that. And here's a time lapse of me installing the cargo nets. This was an optional accessories that I purchased. When I first bought it, I haven't thought about the exact location where I'm going to install it. I just know that it will be a great activity for children to do. And here you will see the position that I've installed it. I think it's perfect because the kids can climb up on the side and onto the slide as one of the options, beside from using the rock wall or the stairs behind. So it was great that I purchased this and installed it. Sydney.
I'm not going to hold it so tight so it won't.
Where's the other one?
Oh, that's so sweet. Sini, Diko.
Diko leh? Hug Diko.
Wow.
Yeah, the cargo net. This was optional. I found a way to. I found a good place for it.
Huh?
This was this was something that I thought of. It didn't come with a kit.
Oh, is it? Then how?
So then I found this perfect place to install it.
So then you bought this thing separately?
Yeah.
Oh.
Initially, I was thinking of hanging like the tree so kids can climb up. But then, yeah, this was better. Woo!
Okay, I'm stuck.
Accessories that I bought. For, huh? No, that's it. Those are just like, different accessories parts. So, the kids will have a good workout. Trick or treat! Trick or treat! You want some? Trick or treat! Trick or treat! Okay, you get the whole basket. Now, Sydney, 喝水. Sydney, come. Sydney, 喝水. Sydney. Nah, Sydney, Sydney. Okay, ball, ni. Sydney, come. So here are my final thoughts. This is by far the best $1,500 that I've spent on a children's toy, and I know it will provide baby Sydney and her friends with many years of fun and also give them a great workout. Also, a couple of coats of good sealer is super important. I highly recommend that, and also PowerPoint. This allowed me to attach a fan during a hot afternoon days and the kids can still play outside.